Alright, welcome to another edition of the FantasyFix.com podcast. I'm your host, Brett Talley. I am here this afternoon to talk about a little DFS for Draft Street on Independence Day, July 4th, 2014. Specifically talking about the $50,000 big score. It starts with the night games tonight at 6:05 Eastern. Top prize, I believe, is $10,000, and it's a $50,000 total prize pool. 5,000 entries available, about 3,900 filled up, so still plenty of room if you want to jump in there this afternoon. They've also got some guaranteed $2,000, $3,000, and $4,000 contests. There's a $109 qualifier for the DSBC, so plenty of good stuff to get in on the late games tonight. So let's start and talk weather. There's a few minor concerns, possibly some rain in the Texas Mets game. I think it's going to be cleared out by then. There could be some, I think the hurricane was sort of going through, the remnants of it going through New York this afternoon. Could be some rain lingering at game time, but I think it's going to clear it out by then, and if it hasn't, it may delay the game, but it's not going to postpone it. It's going to be kind of cool there, in the low 70s with the rain coming through, and there's still going to be some wind left over. And it looks like wind's going to be blowing in pretty hard from left field. I could see using both pitchers in this game. I like Darvish, irrespective of anything else. I like him against the Mets, who are below average against right-handed pitching. I could also see using John Neese. The Rangers are better against left-handed pitching, but with the conditions the way they are, I could see it. I'm probably just going to be using Darvish in that game. The only other game that had a potential chance of rain last I checked was Dodgers at Rockies. It looks like there could be some scattered storms in the area, but I'm not real interested in using either pitcher in the game. And so this looks like one of those scenarios where I think if there's any rain, it's going to be a delay. I don't really think there's going to be any postponement or anything like that. So there's no harm in using hitters if the game's going to get played anyway, because hitters won't, they'll come back after a delay. Pitchers won't. I think that's pretty much it on the weather front. So let's talk hitter stacks. The main stacks I wanted to look at today after kind of looking at which pitchers were going, looking at Vegas game lines. Kind of like the Indians against Yordano Ventura. Indians well above average against right-handed pitching. Taking a look at the Angels against Dallas Keuchel. Keuchel's been great, but the Angels are one of the best teams in the league against lefties. The Dodgers facing Jair Jurrjens in Coors. Dodgers second best team in the league against right-handed pitching, facing Jair Jurrjens, who I can't remember the last time he pitched in the majors, in Coors Field. That's obviously a stack you're going to look at. And then looking at the Brewers against Alfredo Simon. The Brewers kind of a right-handed heavy lineup, and Simon is a righty, but the Brewers are above average against right-handed pitching, and they have quite a few individuals who are above average against right-handed pitching. So those are the ones I wanted to look at primarily. If you've listened to the podcast before, you know I'm sort of a fan of the hedge play, where in a GPP contest you enter two lineups. One with sort of a value play pitcher, and then another lineup with hitters going against that guy. So one of the lineups will presumably hit to some degree. The candidates today for that for me are Roenis Elias against the White Sox and Nathan Eovaldi against the Cardinals. So I'm also looking at White Sox Cardinals stacks. I'm only doing that if I'm playing Elias or Eovaldi in a separate lineup. If I'm stacking White Sox against Elias, I'm going with some righties. The three I like the most are Abreu, Viciedo, and Konerko. Got some power there. If you wanted to make it a maximum four-man stack, you could throw in Gordon Beckham or Alexi Ramirez. Alexi actually below league average with the platoon split, which he would have today over the last 3 years. So maybe not Alexi. Probably Beckham, Abreu, Viciedo, Konerko, and maybe just Abreu, Viciedo, Konerko. Cardinals, if I was using Eovaldi, I would like to stack Holiday, Adams, Craig, Molina against him. So the other stacks I looked at, in addition to the ones I mentioned earlier, which were, again, Cleveland, Angels, Dodgers, Brewers. Other stacks I'm looking at, I took a look at the Tigers, and yeah, I guess that's it, because I already mentioned the White Sox and Cardinals. So I look at the Tigers, Indians, Angels, Dodgers, Brewers. compare everything to steamer projections, or run it through steamer projections, compare it to cost, and the value play of the day looks like the Indians. The Indians and the Angels look like the value plays if you're trying to save a little money. For the Indians, I am liking Santana, Kipnis, Chisenhall, Murphy. I'm hoping that's 4, 5, 6, 7 in that lineup. And then for the Angels, let me make sure I'm getting the right. Yeah, I'd want to get C.J. Cron in there. I like his price today a lot. They're facing a lefty who the Astros pitching. Oh, that's right, it's Keuchel. Again, I'm a little dodgy on this matchup just because of Keuchel, but I'd want to get Cron in there, and I would probably go Pujols, Kendrick, Ibar, Cron. That should be 3, 5, 6, 7 in that lineup. If you've got a little more money to spend, it's the Brewers and the Dodgers. Those are both going to cost you around $30,000. Indians will cost you around 20. Angels around 26. So Indians are your cheap value play. Angels sort of your mid-price standard play, and then Brewers and Dodgers if you've got money. For the Brewers, I like Braun, Lucroy, Gomez, Ramirez. That should be 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for the Dodgers, I like Puig, Hanley, Gonzalez, and Ethier. So 2 of their lefties and then their 2 righties who can handle right-handed pitching. And that's probably the play of the day, assuming Hanley's in the lineup. Lineups I don't think have come out yet. But so just to recap, cheap play Indians, mid-price Angels, expensive Brewers, Dodgers. And if you want to do my hedge play, you can use Elias in one lineup, White Sox in another, Eovaldi in one lineup, Cardinals in another. Let's talk pitchers. Aside from the hedge play, I just do sort of like Elias anyway. If you didn't want to hedge it, I'd be fine with you using Elias in a lineup. White Sox well below average against left-handed pitching. I think he's the best value of the day. And then Eovaldi, I think, is the second best value. If I was only going to use one, I would go with Elias. Mid-price play, give me Lance Lynn at about $15,500 against the Marlins, who have sort of slipped below average at this point. So I like Lynn. And then among the expensive options today, I prefer Chris Sale against the Mariners, who have been really bad against lefties. And Sale's just a monster. Also really like Darvish against the Mets, who are below average. And again, the weather's really good there. I like those guys too. Kershaw, who's facing an above average lineup in the best ballpark. So, I mean, I have no problem if you want to use Kershaw. I just think the value's a little bit better at the top end with Sale and Darvish. So, Elias, Eovaldi cheap, Lynn mid-price, Sale, Darvish if you got money to spend. Good luck to everybody tonight. I hope some of you win some big-time money. I'll be back sometime early next week with another podcast.